This is Mac OS Ken.
Talk of subscriptions for Apple hardware. The EU has news on the Digital Markets Act and gearing up for the biggest award show. It is Friday, the 25th of March, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. If Notion had a middle name, it might be Togetherness. Their whole jam is providing one central and customizable workspace that can be tailored to fit any team and bring all teams together to get more done and do it more quickly. So that's your team together. On top of that, companies that use Notion like Cornershop, Headspace, and Pixar are sharing what they know. Notion has a worldwide network of millions of users creating templates, tutorials, and new inspiration. That puts you together with the way some of the biggest companies around do their thing. Don't freak out, though. You are not starting from scratch. Not only do you benefit from the work others have done, Notion plays nice with Google, Slack, and hundreds of other apps. The tools you are already using are probably ready for Notion. Learn more and get started for free at notion.so. You can check it out on your own and invite as many folks as you want to see how it works. Take the first step toward an organized, happy team today, again, at notion.so. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman hit with a rumor on Thursday that is so incredibly easy to believe. What's hard to believe is that it's actually a story. Quoting the first paragraph, Apple is working on a subscription service for the iPhone and other hardware products, a move that could make device ownership similar to paying a monthly app fee, according to people with knowledge of the matter. So many analysts have wanted Apple to do this, and certainly Apple's upgrade programs that let people split up the cost of devices almost read like a subscription. I think Tim Cook even likened one to the other on a call with analysts last year. Personally, I figured that Apple would do something like this first with business, when it announced Business Essentials last year. And it may. Or it may never do anything like this, and that's the part that makes it hard to believe that this is actually a story. Secret peeps tell Gurman that the subscription service is expected to launch at the end of 2022, but could be delayed into 2023 or end up getting canceled. I guess it's a story because somebody actually said Apple is considering it rather than everybody assuming that Apple is considering it. To get reaction, CNBC went to an analyst who has been amazingly consistent in trailing Apple's performance. The financial network's closing bell got reaction from Bernstein research analyst Tony Sacconaghi. He seems stoked, provided the program includes a bunch of other stuff. He's looking for a hardware and software bundle, which, again, is something a lot of analysts have wanted. It is also not a thing addressed in the Bloomberg piece. You can catch Sacconaghi's appearance on YouTube if you want to. I would not blame you if you did not. Look for news out of Europe today targeting big tech. Engadget has the European Union saying it has reached a provisional agreement on the Digital Markets Act, described by the piece as a sweeping antitrust law meant to rein in Apple, Google, Meta, and other tech giants. As to how it will do that, we don't know exactly at this point. Past versions of the legislation have included such provisions as requiring big tech to tell competition regulators of any acquisition plans, not giving their own services place of prominence when displaying them and competing services, not using data gathered via their main service to launch a product that will compete with other established businesses, letting users pull pre-installed apps and use other software in its place. App stores run by Google and Apple would have to allow third-party billing options, and Apple would have to allow apps to be installed on iOS and iPadOS devices from sources other than Apple's own App Store. Now, there's also a provision that I hadn't heard anything about tied to messaging apps. According to Engadget, one of the primary provisions of the Digital Markets Act is that messaging providers would need to make their services interoperable with other services. EU lawmakers agreed that the largest messaging services, such as WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or iMessage, will have to open up and interoperate with smaller messaging platforms if they so request. Not cool, say Apple and WhatsApp. The piece has an Apple spokesperson saying, "We remain concerned that some provisions of the Digital Markets Act will create unnecessary privacy and security vulnerabilities for our users, while others will prohibit us from charging for intellectual property in which we invest a great deal." Will Cathcart, head of WhatsApp, hit Twitter saying, "Haven't seen the details of this yet, but I hope they are extremely thoughtful. Interoperability can have benefits, but if it's not done carefully, this could cause a tragic weakening of security and privacy in Europe." The EU mentioned messaging apps specifically in its provisional agreement announcement, so it seems obvious that that's on the table. Everything else is up in the air, though. Engadget says it is not known which provisions made it into the latest agreement. More details are expected today. If you paid extra for iCloud storage between mid-September 2015 and the end of January 2016, you're about to get a little do-re-mi. I'm guessing very little. As part of a class action settlement, Macworld says Apple has agreed to pay $14.8 million for breach of contract regarding the iCloud service that Apple provides to its users. The problem's not that you didn't get the storage. The problem is you didn't get it from whom you thought you did. Macworld says the crux of the case is that Apple breached the iCloud terms and conditions by storing iCloud user data using third-party servers rather than its own. You need take no action, provided you're using the same email now that you used to sign up for the service. Somebody will be in touch. As for how much you'll get, the piece says each person in the class will receive a pro rata distribution of the settlement based on the overall payments made by each class member for his or her iCloud subscription during the class period, so it depends on how much you spent during the period. Even if they refunded everything, though, the most you might have paid, assuming billing for all 5 months, is about $50. It's not nothing, but you're not getting rich. In exchange for the $14.8 million, Apple comes away wholly and blameless. According to the terms of the settlement, says Macworld, Apple maintains that it did nothing wrong and denies that it breached the iCloud terms and conditions with any user. So I guess it's just paying to be nice then. No need to hit refresh on your email just yet. A final approval hearing will be held on the 4th of August, according to the report. More news in a moment. But first, a word from Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. What would you do if you didn't have high-interest loans or credit card debt hanging over you? If those are holding you back, I know you have thought about what you would do. Start doing it with a personal loan through Upstart. You're not just your credit score. Upstart knows that. That's why their model considers additional factors like your income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application. See why over 1 million people have used Upstart to get 1 fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in just 5 minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000, and you can receive your funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/macOSKen. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOSKen. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macOSKen. A few major metros in Canada have got that updated Apple Maps feel. Cupertino Company issued a press release Thursday saying that Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver have seen their maps revved with Apple's latest and greatest. The updated Maps experience includes 3-dimensional city views, enhanced navigation, immersive walking directions, curated guides, iOS 15's interactive globe, cycling directions, and more. Talking up the new map thing, Apple's Senior VP of Services, Eddie "The Butler" Q, said, "We're excited for Apple Maps users to explore the beauty and culture of Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver in an incredibly detailed new way. Built with privacy at its core, this update is the continuation of our commitment to building the best, most accurate map of the world with a beautifully designed experience and attention to detail that only Apple can deliver." You know, it's hard to believe that there are more awards for the Apple TV Plus series Ted Lasso to win, and yet both it and the Apple TV Plus film CODA did that this week. The Mac Observer has word of their wins at the 37th Annual Artios Awards, given by the Casting Society of America. TMO says the Artios Awards are given in several different casting categories, including film, television, and theater. This will shock you. Ted Lasso won for television, and CODA won for film. Specifically, Team Lasso won in the category Television Pilot and First Season, Comedy. Meanwhile, the piece says CODA left with the award for the film category, Studio or Independent, Drama. I said it was hard to believe that Ted Lasso won another award, only because I thought all the TV awards were done. While CODA has won a fair share as well, there are still a few big ones in its sights. The Academy Awards are this weekend. Apple TV Plus is up for 6 Oscars, 3 of which could go to CODA. The 3 nobody is talking about are for The Tragedy of Macbeth. They include nominations for Bruno Del Bonal for Best Cinematography, Stephen Deschamps for Best Production Design, and Denzel Washington for Best Actor. Now, the ones everybody's talking about are the 3 for CODA. They include nominations for Sean Hayter for Best Adapted Screenplay, Troy Kotsur for Best Supporting Actor, and CODA itself for Best Picture. Not to be a nudge, but how is it that CODA can be nominated for Best Picture, but its director, writer-director Sean Hayter, doesn't get a shot at Best Director? Happens more often than you'd think. Just about everyone expects Kotsur to win Best Supporting. I'm not sure how many people expect CODA to win Best Picture, but nobody will be surprised if it does. That is especially true given its recent win at the Producers Guild Awards, where the film took home what basically amounts to the PGA's Best Picture. Win or lose, it will be a night for a party, and Apple is rumored to be throwing a big one. Variety says Apple is hosting a post-Academy Awards bash at a building on Beverly Boulevard in West Hollywood. To attend, One needs an invitation. I assume mine got lost in the mail. And cocktail attire is required. I have none because I didn't receive an invitation. The Oscars will be held this Sunday, the 27th of March. You'll actually get to see some of them on television. It'll be broadcast on ABC at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. E-Online says you can also watch online at abc.com and the ABC app, so blame them if it doesn't work. You know, I'm thinking I have a really nice t-shirt that looks like a tuxedo. How many buildings on Beverly Boulevard can there be? macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at notion.so. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSken. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.